Japanese house tour time! First up, this is the main room. This is where all the magic happens. We have my central chair and desk. Oh, hello! This is where pretty much everything I stream on Twitch and record for YouTube is recorded. Of course, we have our standardized refreshment area that probably needs a new mattress. Japanese homes don't really have mechanical dryers, so I just dry my clothes right here. And of course, we have the obligatory load table full of plushies. My trash can, of course, and remember, we love clean. Got all my crud, my clothes in here. Ooh, favorite drawer though, Pokemon coin collection. And a bunch of figurines and crud up here, complete with a pumpkin cookie jar with candy. Oh my god, a Kit Kat. We have some traditional sliding doors separating this room from the kitchen. A ridiculously small sink stove combo. Pay no mind to how dirty it is. Fun fact, Japanese homes also do not have garbage disposals. So you have this little lint trap, but for food scraps. Gross. On to the next room. Now, here's the front entrance. Japanese homes and a lot of other buildings like schools or dentist office have this step up here. You are not allowed to wear shoes past this point. You must abandon all hope and shoes here. And here's the box for extras. And I'm not gonna lie, not entirely sure what the deal is with this room. I put my gardening supplies here, and this is the microwave that the home came with, but it didn't double as an oven, so I bought mine, and well, now it's just here, I guess. And down here, I don't actually know what's down here. Oh, plumbing. There are probably so many friggin' spiders in there in the summer. I am never going to open that again. Now on to the bathroom. The bathroom's quite different than you would find in a standard American home. So let's check it out. So first off, we have the light switch on the outside, but the toilet is literally just right here. Like this is the entire room. Like that's all the space you get. It's just a little closet. High tech, I've never actually used the bidet, but it's got a fancy sink here, but there's no, like, I guess I could put the soap there, but I don't use this. So you use the toilet here, and then you have to come all the way out here if you want to wash your hands. Hello, hi mom. But aside from the sink, here is the washing machine. We do have a washing machine, no dryer though. And here's the actual bathroom. Now this is the most interesting thing to me. This is actually a bath cover. And the reason they have that is, well, you walk in here, you close the door behind you, lock it so that no one can barge in on you. And this entire room is waterproof. So what you do is you come in here, you stand right here, and you use the shower head to take a shower. And then you pull the cover off the bath, and then you sit in the tub after you've cleaned, and then you soak there. And what they would do is every family member would come in and then soak in the tub for a bit, cover it back up when they were done. I just kind of want to marvel over this for a second. So what you do is you set the temperature that you want here, and then this dial here, down is for bath. Up is up. Jesus! Up is for shower. And that's pretty much it for the interior. To get a little sneak peek of the back. There it is. I mean, there's like nothing there. The compost pile, that's cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my house. Okay, but to get to the point before I get jump scared, like what happened last time, this house is missing some things. If I can dig up some footage of what this house used to look like when I moved in, I'll throw it up on screen now. But while I have made some improvements, like buying this chair and desk so I can have an actual place to sit, there are still some major improvements and additions that I need/want to make. And before I started doing YouTube this year, while I did feel busy, once I got home from work or kendo practice, that was it. I didn't have any more responsibilities that I needed to take care of besides like buying food and gasoline. But once I started YouTube and started these self-imposed deadlines, I realized that any free time I would have, I would just spend towards making that week's video better, even if I knew it was good enough. Long story short, I've been neglecting some things that I probably should be doing because I've been spending so much time working on YouTube. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it, considering that I started this YouTube video in order to enable myself to do things that I want to do.
So I am 100% using this video as an excuse to redecorate and refurbish my house. So there's a few things that I've been wanting to buy and do for a while now. First things first, I want a better light. Like, this whole overhead thing, it's just ghastly. It casts my face in shadow. It doesn't look good. I also want a futon to kind of go over yonder. In case I ever have company over, they have somewhere to sit and sleep if they spend the night. And like, I want to get my frickin' laundry out of my room. I mean, once summer hits, it's going to be a killer rehumidifier, which I don't want. And if I ever do have company over, I'd rather get the elephant out of the room than address it.
And perhaps most importantly, I want a shelf in the background here. I think it's really lame that behind me in all my streams and videos, there's just nothing to look at. Plus, I have a lot of crud in my closet that I'd like to display, but can't. Let me show you what I'm working with. So, open it up here and get ready for a pile of junk. So, oh my! How long have you been there?
I've always been here.
Well, get out!
What do you mean, get out?
No!
Okay, geez.
Go on! Rude.
Swear to God, my next video is going to be learning how to fumigate. Anyway, I got things like this inkling pillow, another inkling pillow, and especially this really cool Triforce stand clock that I just have nowhere to put. I really want to put a shelf, maybe on wheels, that I can roll to get at this still. Now, it is extremely important that before I, or you, do anything regarding purchasing furniture, you use one of these bad boys. You absolutely want to know how much space you have and how big things are before you buy them. Also, if you're buying something like a shelf, you want to measure the things that you're putting on the shelf so you know you can buy one that can hold the things you want it to hold. I learned these lessons kind of the hard way when shopping for this very desk on Amazon. I just looked at the measurements and thought it looked okay, but as you can see, it's kind of crowded for my purposes. Plus, my chair barely fits underneath it. Well, on to the actual purchasing of the things that I want. The thing about living on a remote island is there really isn't much choice when it comes to furniture. So, looks like I'm going to be asking Father Bezos for a favor this time. So, yeah, let's check out what Amazon has to offer. Okay, I really do not like spending exorbitant amounts, but here we are. At the top, I have the light here. It's got all the different colors on it, and it's got a phone stand on it, so that's cool. This here is a secret. If you want to find out what this is, drop me a sub, and I promise I'll make a video about it in the future. We have a nice little bookshelf. I measured it. It should be pretty good to throw in the background there. This sofa bed, it's kind of small, but that's fine. The big thing I like about it is it can split up into two different pieces. So that way I can kind of get some variety. Like if I have a lot of company over, I can split it up and make it into two different things. And then these two are also a secret, but like, oh God, 98,862 yen. I really don't want to see what that is in dollars, but here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. $756.74. Well, hopefully I'll get a lot of use out of it in the coming 5 years. Okay, so it is Monday now, and Amazon Prime next day shipping means that for me, this will show up Saturday, Sunday, and next week Tuesday. So I guess time to wait. Happy Thursday, everyone. Normally, I'd be overjoyed to get packages this early, but I already pushed this video back and have been busting my butt to get the garden one out in time, so gotta be mindful of my blood pressure. Anyway, since these things came early, might as well open them up early and set it up, right? I think we'll go ring light first to improve the lighting, and then we'll snag the futon, and we'll save the best for last in the shelf. You know, I'm pretty sure this ring light listed it as being for actresses, so I hope it works on a dirty man like me. Hope it works, period. Ugh. Looks like we got the ring itself. Oh, look at that. Better already, right? Okay, let's see how it is in action. Okay, here goes nothing. I mean, the difference is noticeable. I'm not a professional lighting expert or anything, but I think this is a lot better. I kind of cheated. If you turn the light off, like this light, it just is not enough to light the whole room. So what I had to do was turn the light on And then, pardon the artifact from the fluorescent bulb, but I put a piece of packing paper up there to try to diffuse the light. All right, let's see what's what with the futon here. Whoa. Fun fact, Recycling Center will not accept any cardboard with plastic tape on it. So, you know, got to peel all that off. All right, I ain't subjecting you all to this. Enjoy some other unrelated video while I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm back here on the farm picking black raspberries. I just wanted to talk about them for a bit because they're a pretty neat plant. They're pretty recognizable. They've got these leaves of 3. They got really thorny canes. And the cool thing about them is, you see this like white powdery green one? This is a first-year plant. It doesn't bear fruit at all. And they stick around through fall and winter, and they kind of die off. But they're not actually dead, because if you look at it, you got this new growth busting out here, and that's what grows the berries. And are they edible? You bet. Pretty comfy if I do say so myself. It's only 5'5", which I did know because I did measure it and I did check. But, you know, I think it'll do in a pinch if someone needs to crash here for the night. Given how I live so far away from everything, I don't think I'm going to get a lot of visitors here that need to crash. I'm on a roll. Let's just pop to the shelf in the background, shall we? I lied! Gotta have my weekly fix of a time lapse, of course. This shelf was a lot fancier than I thought, which was really cool given the 50-ish bucks I paid for it. They included things like wood glue and dowels, really easy to understand diagrams, and all the pieces had their number label written on the side, which probably would have been helpful to realize before I tried to label them all myself. Anyway, there were all sorts of metal screws and brackets to hold it together firmly and sturdily, so I feel really confident about it staying up despite it being so tall. It came with wall brackets to keep it from falling over as well, which I wish I could use since this is a country that experiences frequent earthquakes, but I'm renting the place, so screw holes in wood are kind of a no-no. I'll drop an Amazon link to this shelf in the description if anyone is interested. To give advice on setting these sorts of things up, make sure you put your screws and bits in a tray so they don't accidentally get knocked all over the place, and make sure you read the instructions and look at the diagrams closely. I did make a few mistakes, mostly because I couldn't read the instructions since they were in Japanese, but also because I didn't trust the instructions and the pieces. Like how I was really worried because the backing of the veneer was sticking out a little bit, and I thought it would prevent the other pieces from screwing on all the way. But it turns out that the extra bit sticking out just slotted into the other piece, and it worked out fine and fit together perfectly. Other than just reading the directions thoroughly, my last bit of advice is to physically orient the pieces in the way that they are depicted on the diagrams when you're assembling it. For example, if in the picture they have the bottom facing the right and the shelves face down, build it with the bottom facing the right and the shelves facing down. Doing so will help make sure you're not trying to put the wrong thing in the wrong place accidentally because you're trying to reorient it to match the instructions in your mind. Now that that's all finished up, let me tidy up a bit, and then we'll do another house tour. Holy cow, that's a lot of garbage.
All right, before I show anything off, I just want to gush about how nice my closet looks now that I've actually found a place for everything that's in there. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, sweet. But yeah, we've got towels, papers, things that are actually supposed to be in there, and not a bunch of poor anime merchandise hiding behind closed doors. Anyway, I finally got this Mega Man X tapestry up. I literally carried this to Japan in this tube. It was technically too big to be checked, so I literally used this as my carry-on coming from America to Japan. All right, I gotta take the time to talk about all this stuff. If you don't want to hear me rattle on about this, well, go to that timestamp. But if you do, continue watching on. Found this guy. I was like, do I want him? All right, I'll come back tomorrow. I came back the next day, and it was gone. I came back the next day after that, and it was still gone, and I asked them to check in the back, nothing. And I was so sad because I didn't think they were going to get a Ho-Oh back. But 3 months later, I come back, they got another Ho-Oh. So I made it a tradition that whenever I go to Kagoshima City, I buy a new Pokemon from that display. But I had already been to Kagoshima City 3 times before that, so I retroactively got Giratina, Empoleon, and Mewtwo. Next up, we have my first product from Manga Soko, which is a wonderful secondhand shop in Kagoshima City. If you ever happen to be there, check it out. But this is like less than $5. and it's a Ditto plushie. The thing I really like about Manga Soko is everything's like secondhand. So whereas in America you would only find these things new at a convention where they would charge exorbitant prices because they're rare and they have a captive audience, at Manga Soko it's just like normal merchandise that they bought off of random people. So it's pretty much all very cheap. This was not from Manga Soko. Like that's 500 yen. This was like 2,000 yen. But the reason I got this was it's a Kirby's Dream Course plushie. And Kirby's Dream Course came out for the SNES like a long time ago. So I don't know. I have a lot of fond memories of it. So I picked it up. This one is from the Nintendo Tokyo store in Shibuya, except it's not from the Nintendo Tokyo store in Shibuya. They had a pop up store in Kagoshima City. So I went to check it out. And one of the main things there was Splatoon because Splatoon 3 had just come out. So this is an inkling from that. We have another Manga Soko, kind of tall, metal. Again, it's like 800 yen. It's like super cheap. So I picked it up. This one, also from Manga Soko, I have yet to translate it. It's just like, that means last one. That's the one. And so it feels pretty exclusive. It's an alarm clock that I think there's a button on the bottom. And when that button is like taken off, it turns the alarm off. So if you want to turn the alarm off, you have to pick the Triforce off its base. I'm keeping it in the box because I don't know, I like it. This one was a present for Christmas, I believe. Me and my siblings each got one of these. There's like 3 of them. One of these days, I honestly want to see if I can't acquire all 3 and then make like a stand for them that takes up like one of these entire shelves. This one also from the pop-up store. It's a Splatoon little training dummy, and it came from a blind box where there's 6 of them. And apparently there's a random one? I don't know. It's not a bobblehead, but it wobbles. So if we ever have an earthquake, I'll know. This one was from a gacha machine in the pop-up store. It's a Famicom controller keychain with real operating start and select buttons. This one was a present from my father. It is a Zacian Zamazenta coin. I honestly don't know which one is which for Pokemon Sword and Shield. This one was another thing from Manga Soko. It's a Mega Man X2 Armor Mega Man X, which obviously I'm a huge fan. It also comes with various detachable hands and faces. And then we've got this bad boy here. This is from Dragon Quest. I don't know which one it's from. I think it's from the cartoon, like the anime. All right, next up, Kinda Sus, another Among Us that I found from Manga Soko. I'm still kind of salty because I literally asked Innersloth's website to send me an email once they restocked of orange Among Us, and they never did. But also for Christmas, I got this cheesehead orange Among Us from my father. So that's it for the shelves for now. There's a few more on the bottom that I'm very much excited to fill in the future. All right, here's where my futon is now. My laundry rack used to be right there. Glad it's gone. But here we have a Dragon Quest slime. I picked this up because before going to Manga Soko, I saw a big crane game machine where these are the prizes, and it took 500 yen to try one time. And this is just 500 yen getting it guaranteed. You can even see on the back, it says prize only on here. Anyway, from the Nintendo store, we've got a Splatoon pillow right here. And then these were also sold at the Nintendo store, but I just bought it like normally at another store in the mall. Oops. And then finally, I got this cool pillow that could only be bought at that pop-up store because it was celebrating Splatoon, Zelda, Mario, Animal Crossing, and Pikmin, of all things. So yeah.
And finally, the last change I made was to this room. Not too thrilled about the fact that this laundry rack doesn't really fit lengthwise in the room, but what can you do? Oh, and also, call me Patrick because I've got a secret box.
Okay, folks, time to wrap it up there. Sorry if this wasn't the most entertaining or educational of videos, but it's a huge load off my chest to have this stuff sorted out, believe you me. My one last question, though, is how should I orient myself? Is this good? I know I'm going to be blocking something regardless. Or maybe it'd be better to be closer like this, although I'm not sure how much I like the fact that the tapestry is cut off at the top. Either way, if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Or, better yet, swing by my Twitch. You can suggest things in real time, and we can even adjust them in real time. But that'll wrap things up for this week, folks. See you next time, Sunday, where I'll show you what's in my secret box. Bye.